This is the plaintiff, Chris Deering. He says he was hired by the defendant to pick up her client from the airport and to drive him around for 3 days while he was in town for a musical performance at B.B. King's Blues Club. He also booked a hotel room for him and used his credit card with the assurance he'd be reimbursed. Well, not only did he not get his money for the room, the defendant refused to pay him their agreed-upon fee, and he doesn't work for free for anybody. He's suing for $857.50. The amount he's owed. This is the defendant, Tasha. She says the plaintiff was a blabbermouth, and he had discussions with her client which were inappropriate. This upset her client so much he almost canceled his performance, and that would have cost her thousands of dollars. Bottom line, the plaintiff did not supply the services he was contracted for, and she refuses to be taken advantage of by anyone. She's accused of singing the blues.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Seated, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. Chris Deering?
Yes.
Doing business as CD Transporters. You are suing Tasha and her company. You don't want us to mention the company or your last name for $857.50 that you say you were owed and have not been paid. Okay, let the games begin. What's going on?
Well, I met the defendant from her artist, which I've done numerous of jobs for him in the past.
Okay, the particular artist that you were driving around that day?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and we're not going to mention the artist's name. Okay.
Not at all.
But the artist is a comedian.
That is correct.
Correct.
Okay, that's all we're going to say.
So I met her actually probably a month or two before. So she emailed me like about 2 or 3 weeks after I met her and asked me to do a job for her.
Okay.
With the same comedian.
Do you have that email?
Yes.
May I see it? Okay, and in it she asks you to book a room and your services. The services he provides are what?
Car service.
Okay, car service for August 3rd and 4th. Okay, you say, okay, no problem. That is in July 20th. Who's in the red?
The one that's in the yellow, that's me talking.
Yeah, but that can't be because then...
No, that's my...
Can I just see your phone? Do you have your phone?
No, I don't have it.
Do you have your phone with the... Okay, let me see it that way. Let me just see it in the raw without...
Okay.
But while she's looking for that, getting herself in gear, you tell me. So do you pick him up from the airport?
Yes, I pick him up around, it was an early pickup on August 3rd.
Okay, and you booked the room?
Yes, I booked a room. I told her the price of the hotel, which she agreed with. And she said, hold it with your credit card and I'll pay the room in cash when I get there.
Okay.
Which I did. I held it with my credit card, put a deposit, which I put the room in her name as she requested, I guess because of business reasons or whatever. So when I did that, I picked him up from the airport like around 5:30 in the morning. And the hotel room wasn't ready yet because check-in is like 2 or 3 o'clock. So while I was doing that, once again, I called her when I picked him up and let her know that the hotel room ain't ready. What do you want me to do with the artist? She says, bring him to my house. Now, as I letting him know, making him aware of what's going on, he tells me, I don't want to go to her house. I said, okay, where do you want to go? He said, I want to go to Harlem. Okay, I said, okay. So I called her once again and let her know that he doesn't want to go to your house. He was upset. So I took him to Harlem. And I dropped him off at a Dunkin' Donuts in Harlem he wanted to go to.
Okay.
Because it was by that time, it was about 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, I guess, or whatever. So I called her back. She told me to go to her house, pick her up before she can go, whatever problem they was having, she can go to resolve it or whatever case may be. So I would go to her house, pick her up, take her to 125th Street where he's at the Dunkin' Donuts. So before I leave, I said, what do you want me to do? The hotel room will be ready at this time. She lets me know, well, I will take him to the hotel room, when it's ready, and I will check him in.
Didn't you guys understand that at 5:30 in the morning, the hotel room wouldn't be ready? That's not even early check-in. Didn't you two discuss it beforehand? And the comedian that we discussed it beforehand?
We discussed it. I guess she didn't discuss it with him. Why is it like a big
fat surprise that it's 5:30 in the morning?
She didn't discuss it with him.
What was the plan? Where were you going to take him? Why do you not? Where were you going to have him take him?
I'm not responding because I'm waiting for my turn.
No, I want to know now. Like, where was the plan? He would be picked up and go where?
He was supposed to set up an early check-in.
That early? That's the night before, babe.
No
hotel's going to let 5:30 in the morning? That's not going to be an early.
No, trust me. I understand what you're saying, but this is a relative of his, so it's like a friends and family. The whole hookup is supposed to be a family.
Is the hotel a relative hookup?
Yes.
Okay.
That he works
so
here.
You
but
figured,
still, anywhere you go.
Did you think that the hotel room would be ready at 5:30?
No, I told her in advance that it wouldn't be ready. That's why she...
Watch this. Did he tell you in advance it wouldn't be?
No, he did not.
So the first call you get is at 5:30 in the morning, him saying, what do I want to do with him?
No, because my client didn't even want to come into the city. Why? I don't know. He had a fit. He was upset that he picked him up, and I guess he started talking to him.
What meaning?
I don't know what the conversation was, but he was livid. He didn't.
What was he livid about, though? He never told you what he was complaining about?
He said he felt, later on when I went to meet him at Dunkin' Donuts, he told me that he was trying to get over on him, trying to get him to pay for the hotel. I told him, don't pay for the hotel because we were promised one rate, and then the day before he tells me an inflated rate.
What was the rate you had been promised?
$70.
Do you have that in writing?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But he was livid, and he told him to take him back to the airport.
What was he livid about?
He was livid at her that she didn't handle her business the correct way.
Meaning what?
That as far as the hotel, as far as
why?
Whatever,
because what did you tell him about the hotel?
I told him that the hotel wouldn't be ready, and he told me in his own words, she knew I was coming in this early. Why didn't she book me a hotel that I can go straight? Because he was wondering.
You just got to pay an extra night. It's no big deal.
That's what I do.
Here's your text to him saying, put him under Tasha. You're telling him to go ahead and check him in.
No. I canceled it that day because he told me to call him if he didn't want to stay in the hotel. And I did.
She canceled it at 7 o'clock at night.
That's not true.
These litigants are blaming a hotel disaster on each other. It all involves a client who was in town for a big music thing. What's really stupid, who thinks you can check into a hotel at 5:30 a.m.? Let's listen.
I called him at 3 p.m.
Were you able to cancel the reservation?
That's
no,
the question.
Because like
did you pay for the reservation?
I had it on my credit card, so they charged me for one night.
Perfect. Show me your credit card.
I'm only out one night. I only had to pay for one night.
What I want
is with a credit card statement, which I didn't.
Of course. Why wouldn't you bring that to me?
Correct. I only had to pay for one night.
I know, but I need your credit card statement. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 days to send me the credit card statement.
No problem.
Okay? Because I want to know that you really got charged.
No,
I don't want to find out that because it was friends and family, you were able to delete it and you're trying to get one over on her. All right. Hello, I just want to know time for pickup. I'm not calling a hotel. He hasn't told me anything. Did you check into the hotel? He's asking you, did you check into the hotel?
And
I just asked because it's getting close to the time I want to be on time picking him up. Because he wants to know where to pick him up from the hotel, to take him to the venue or to take him back to the airport at that point.
Wherever he was going to be, to pick him up, to take him to the venue, to take him to a show.
He's still tripping, fam. He never even went to the hotel. That's your response to him. Okay, the artist says to come to, can I mention the venue?
Yes.
The artist says to come to BB King's by 10 at the latest.
No, he had to be there by 10.
Right, him.
Correct. He had to be by 10.
Right, he had to be there by 10 at the latest, according to the artist.
That's to drive him home. He didn't
drive him where?
To drive him home from the venue.
To where?
To the hotel or to my house, wherever. That was a D part. The show started at 8 p.m. So he's supposed to pick him up. He was supposed to take us to the venue and wait and drive us home.
The guy's texting you the whole day, asking you what's going on. Where do I pick him up from? It's getting late. I want to know where to pick him up from. And then you say to him, 10 p.m. at the latest. Okay, business. I need for one of you. This is not how I do business.
Correct.
I need for one of you to get back to me. Let me know something. He's doing everything he can to try to find out.
But I got back to him. You see, he says, thank you.
Then you say, get back to him. You say, 10 o'clock. So don't complain that he didn't pick you up for the venue. You finally tell him 10 o'clock. That's why he didn't pick you up for the venue. So now it's 10 o'clock. Okay. He says, thank you for telling him the information.
No, but that's not what he said.
To do what I'm not taking him. To do what?
See,
I'm not taking him there. That's a question.
That's a question.
Of course it's a question. Because he's shocked that that's the information you're giving him when he's asking, I need for one of you people to get back to me. Somebody get back to me.
And I got back to him. It's just not on the text. It was a voice.
Please. He doesn't want the room. He's leaving in the morning at 5 a.m.
Correct.
Is he staying at the hotel? He never puts a question mark after his questions. And then he writes, I'm here. Where, BB King's?
Yes.
And what time did you get there?
I got there around 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Okay, so what happened?
So when I got there 8:30, 9 o'clock, he's on the stage already performing. He's on the stage performing. So I asked someone. Yeah, he did real good. It was beautiful. The house is packed. BB King's holds about 1,500 people, so it's packed. So I'm there and I'm asking somebody that's in charge, can I speak to Miss Tasha, please? See what's going on, because I'm there now, see what's going on. she sends a man out to me and says, Tasha gonna speak to you after the show. I'm like, for what? And then I said, well, can you go get her? All night. Now I see her. She, a little intoxicated or whatever the case may be. You were a little intoxicated. I'm not going to say drunk. You was a little intoxicated.
Don't talk to each other. Just talk to me.
At the time, it was the artist's birthday. So the show poster ended at 11. Like usually comedy shows end around 2 hours and take about 2 hours. That show didn't end until about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So at the end of the night, I'm standing in front of his dressing room. She finally comes out.
When's the first time you talked to her?
At the end of the night.
At 2 o'clock in the morning?
Yes.
Okay, and what happens?
So she comes over to me with a glass in her hand, and she hands me $100. I'm like, what's this for? This is for your service. I mean, for my service. I said, what, I look like a crackhead? That's what I said, though. So, and she go like, oh, you better be glad you getting that, da-da-da. Like, she started to raise her voice. And I'm not going to, it got a little heated, then I calmed myself down, and then I just walked away. No, excuse me, security came over.
Exactly.
Security came over, and I just walked away. And I didn't say nothing. They followed, we all got on the same elevator together, we all left together.
Were you talking to each other, or it was just really awkward?
Right, now I'm talking to the artist. Now me and the artist is talking.
And what are you
He's
saying?
telling me, Chris, I take care of it. Don't worry about it. I take care of it. Because me and him have, we have prior relationships.
And then because you're complaining to him.
Right.
So now let me just ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Have you been paid anything?
No, because I didn't accept the $100 she was going to give me.
And why are you offering the guy $100 when that's not what your email agreement with him was?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is it typical, unheard of, that somebody could end up going to a hotel, moseying in at 5:30 in the morning, and they say, oh yeah, here's your room?
Of course. I think that could be possible if you called it in ahead of time or maybe asked if they had.
What if you don't call in ahead of time? You just show up. Do you get the room?
Yeah, of course. You're a walk-in, and if there's a room available.
What if there's not a room available and you had booked a room? They say, sorry, you're not going to get it until 3 o'clock.
If you paid a deposit and you booked a room, you'd have to wait till check-in time at 3 o'clock.
What do you think?
I think the same as my husband just did.
Of course you do. Okay. What do you think, sir?
I agree with my colleagues here.
What do you mean your colleagues? What is this, a posse? What's going on here? Going inside the courtroom.
I offered to pay him $300 for the 2 days, the pickup, the drop off, and 1 day of driving him in case he needed to run errands. He was supposed to receive.
And according to you, what are you supposed to be paid for all the driving?
The original was $400 because it was going to be because.
So now how are you going to prove it's $4?
Because everything she said I did. I have a price.
No. How are you going to prove that your rate is $4? I got it down on the facts. I can see from the text. God bless text. I can see your efforts to try to get there. He's tripping. Just go to BB King. I see what she can no longer say to me. He never showed up. You should have seen it. We got no ride. She can't lie like that because I see where she texted you to just go straight to BB King. I see it. So I know what you did. I know what you did. Okay, what you were willing to do, what she was hiring you to do. What I don't know is at what rate. But so now I got to guess at what the rate was. She admits to $300. You say it was $400.
Right.
If you want to prove that extra $100, prove it to me. Show me text, show me email, show me somewhere. Because the original email doesn't have a rate, does it?
No.
Okay. And now this amount owed for 6 hours of waiting at the rate of $75 an hour. When did she ever agree to pay $75 an hour waiting charges?
That was because I'm only supposed to wait 3 hours because, like I said,
okay, I don't even see anywhere what your agreement is about how many hours you're supposed to wait. Maybe you're just at a party you're enjoying and watching a show that's fun. Exactly. How do I know what it is that you two have agreed upon as waiting time? Okay, so here's what's going to happen. The silence roars. Here's what's going to happen. She admits that she was supposed to be paying you $300 for driving. I find that any driving you didn't do was as a result of her not wanting you to do it.
The agreement was for $300 for the 3 days. He only did a piece of a job. So I was trying to give him a third of the money.
Why couldn't you do that job that night to bring him to the hotel or your crib or wherever else?
He wouldn't get in the car with him.
That's fine. Then that is your problem. If your artist is temperamental and your artist, he says you're lying. He says that the guy's in the elevator saying, I'll take care of you.
I can have an affidavit for you.
No. Let me explain something to you.
You asked him to do.
Listen to me.
I can have that for you.
Listen to me.
From the artist.
Here it is. Today is the trial.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Today is the trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
One thing is to give me something that's set in stone a while ago. Another thing is for you to create something to win in court. I don't do that.
Right.
I don't say to people, you can bring me other affidavits for the future, because that's something you're preparing right now.
Correct.
If he has something from August that he can't do anything about, that's what I want to see.
Correct.
For your protection.
Correct.
Now now we're done. There's no more back and forth. I want you to just listen to me.
Yes.
If you have a deal with somebody to pay them $300 and you fire them, you are breaching the contract with them. Okay?
I don't have a problem with that,
Done.
Your Honor.
You're paying him $300 plus whatever you're out from the hotel. She's not paying you waiting time because nothing indicates that she had agreed to any waiting time. It sounds like you were there and you were.
Well, that was on the first.
Don't want to hear another word. So I'm going to order you to pay him the full driving fee of the $300. That's my judgment, plus any hotel fee that you're out that you can prove.
Yeah, so there's the defendant coming out here. He collects, and you have what?
Ditto, but that's okay. You know, it's zilch, let me say.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I know what really happened. You know, he can inflate the truth all he wants. It's all
he's
good.
a professional driver. He says,
No,
he's
no, he's
licensed.
not a professional driver,
He says
sir.
he is.
He
What
brought
got the client so upset?
He brought a truck instead of a limo.
Excuse me. What got the client so upset?
He told the client that he was boosting up the price for the room, and he wanted him to pay for it. So he said he felt like he was being swindled. He didn't want to be bothered with him anymore. I didn't get a chance to say that though because she kept
all right.
cutting me.
Thank you very much.
You're
right down
very
this
welcome.
way. All right, sir. So come on in here. You satisfied how this comes out?
Oh yes, very much. So.
Why are you so satisfied?
Because, like you said, fast talkers. It doesn't work all the time. You do what you say. If you're going to run a business the right way, then it's being done the right way. If you're not, then that's when you're going to get into run into problems.
You think you'll ever do business with her again?
Oh no, not at all.
You don't need her
all.
business?
Not at all.
Okay, Harvey.
FYI, you cannot delay a judge's decision so you can get more evidence together. You get one bite of the apple, and that's when you show up in court. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.